experience. But eventually, they went back and we complied. In compliance with the state government directive on the closure of schools, IGBINEDION University had to suspend resumption, which was supposed to be on the 18th, in accordance with the directive, to obey and comply with that directive. Even though we had received a compliance directive from NUC to start on the 18th. But we had to obey the state government. As responsible corporate citizens, the university shares the same concern as the state and as the same concern as NANS. It is to be stated that we have always been conscious of the need to protect our staff and students. And what we have done so far has been to provide the pharmaceutical and non-pharmaceutical components of our demand. Indeed, IGBINEDION University was among the first private universities in this country that reopened in October last year, having certified the NUC with evidence of compliance with the emplacement of the prescribed safety protocols by government. These protocols are still in existence, and you will see them. We have a structure that are divided into different platforms. The first one is the personal safety. So we have to provide personal protective equipment, just as the face masks. I have some here, which I will leave with you when you are going. We have the foot-operated mechanical hand sanitizers, which we developed because of the time. So once you just step on it so that it's hand-free. You see it there, I'm sure you will be able to use it. We also have to produce decontaminating chambers scattered around the university. You saw one here, there was one in my office. When you get to the Crown Estate gate, you see that is for all the students to go through. We bought infrared thermometers, we have them, I'm sure they had a temperature check at the gate. Like I said, we produce hand sanitizers here. We have the spray and we have the gel produced from the pharmacy, the college, and then the natural science department. We constantly fumigate our compound and decontaminate them. And for this reason, we have both motorized and manual. You also see them. We fumigate both the laboratories, the theaters, the workshops, the hostels, the general environment on a regular basis. We also have hand washing facilities, which you will see. These hand washing facilities are always provided in the hand washing venue. I'm sure you saw the one in the office where you are coming in. When you get to the hostel, you see them where you are all scattered. We have made a mandatory requirement for entry into the school, compulsory wearing of face masks on campus, and maintenance of social distancing, and this we have done through the staggered nature and the reduction of class sizes. Let me also mention to you, I don't know of any other university, or I will not say authoritatively now, but I know that we are one of the few that did the antigen COVID-19 test for all our students before they came in October, all of them. For academics, like I said, all lecture theaters, laboratories, and workshops are fully fumigated and infected. And we do the decontamination is a regular feature, and they've started in preparation for the first. In order to comply with physical distancing, we present the rule, that's what you have seen, and they are all in all the classrooms. When you go there, you see them. We have even produced more of the stickers to put in every classroom for compliance. And once you see it, it's easy to comply. Face-to-face lectures are being complemented with visual. There are some discipline requirements, professional requirements that require face-to-face, and we cannot avoid that. And so we made provision for face-to-face, but we have perfected our visual art. Medicals. We have a fully equipped parent consultative forum platform, a medical center, you see it. And that was where we ran all the COVID-19 tests with the certified COVID-19 consultant. Let me just mention at this point too that this university is blessed, and they are supposed to be here with us, to have the WHO COVID-19 representative in Edo State as one of our staff. So the regularity of the attention is there. And then let me also mention, as a very important additive, we have the IUTH hospital. The CND would have been here with me, and I'm also supposed to be joining them there because there's a press conference now. We have done the very first bone marrow transplant that is done in West Africa here in the IGBINEDION University. It will be on air today. It will be on air today. So I want to say in effect that we have taken the pandemic precaution as a very, very important step in our resumption and the activities of the school. We have a 24-hour ambulance service which is available. You will see it when you get there. And the PPEs are there. Ordinarily, these are the PPEs, these are for the principal officers. And during the period of the COVID-19 test, if you see me that time, you will recognize me because I would have been fully kitted in this to go around. So we have all these kits available. We needed to do all this provision, and they are there for all principal officers. So when we are doing a tour, and to also show the sensitivity of the matter, we wear our kits. Socials, I'm sure this will interest you to know what we have done. Before our students resumed, we had to think of how to, this university has one advantage of having all our students and staff reside in the Crown Estate. And that has helped us to reduce interface with the community. And to also further reduce this interface, we went into projects that, although they are internally generated revenue, but they are also for social comfort. We have a meat shop, which means that we buy all our meat here. We have a water factory, which ensures that we have our water here. We have a bakery, which ensures that we buy all our bread here. And we have just introduced a mini mart, which shows that we have our market in the Crown Estate to reduce the movement. So, but for the eateries, we insisted that there's no longer physical eating at the eateries. They're all takeaways. And that rule is on now, so to speak. So nobody patronizes that, so we are provided, and all nightlife activities have been banned. All have been banned. Religious activity to have been so regimented and restricted. When I say, yes, they're just coming in, his is the WHO rep, and Seni is the WHO committee rep too. They're all from IETA, they're all members of staff of this. As a matter of fact, they're the people driving our COVID-19 compliance program. For accommodation, yes. You also see our hostels. Our hostels are en suite. They are en suite. Before we used to have 4, but we have now reduced them to 2 students per room. For those that before, they're the very large one, they're now 3. You will see the structure, they're all en suite with the cabinets and the tables and stuff. Where we have numbers beyond that now must be due to those who are just coming in, but they will be spread out. You will see the hostels. We just acquired, we had 2 blocks that were donated to us by Access Bank, 400 bed space. They're all there for you to see. I don't know if you can start showing the visuals. Are they there? Okay, all right. So we have those in the large rooms. Then transport and logistics. This is one university that provides transport for all our students. You will see them, and it's under a full management. So what we normally do, and what we did this time, was to reduce the number, but increase the route and route time. It was more expensive for us to run, but we needed to do that. And all of them obey the simple COVID-19 rules of face mask at least. Then you wash regularly. Enforcement. We knew that compliance and enforcement are together, and if anyone is lopsided, then there's a failure in the project. If you have enforcement and there's no compliance, there's a problem. And there's no way you can have a compliance without enforcement. So what we did first of all was we were the first university, don't mind me, but it's the truth, to establish COVID-19 marshals. And this was presented last year at the private university vice chancellors, and they all bought it. And they all now have COVID-19 marshals. We have here the COVID-19 marshals, some of them here, they are vested, you always know them. And what is the composition of this? COVID-19 marshal is headed by the Dean of Student Affairs, is here. And the members are all class reps. All class reps, all hostel wardens, and all porters. So we have a combination of the academy and the administration. And within the academia, the course advisors, the lecturers are part of it. So they are the people that make up the COVID-19 team, and they meet regularly. So the team is now preparing for resumption on the 1st by the special grace of God. But we already have them on ground. Distinguished members of NANS, I will also leave you with you. I'm sure you have gone to many schools. I'm not sure you have seen anyone that has COVID-19 manual. We have a COVID-19 manual that we developed, which we give to students. I will leave some with you, so that it can also be universal for everybody to use. Education is so we have a manual that tells the whole story and what we do here. And when they came the last time, we gave to their parents and gave them a mandatory instruction. Now let me tell you how we have also been able to garner compliance from students. We have regular interactive sessions with the parents and guardians. And we told them specifically that their contribution towards compliance will ensure the successful attainment of the goal of the university. So what they do is to make sure they provide in large quantity the non-pharmaceutical requirements: face masks, sanitizers, bleach, and stuff. I'm surprised that we didn't have them here, but you see them if you are going, you can take too. We have produced our Jeep bleach, we have produced our soap. We all have them in batches and drums. So, but we insist that the students have theirs, so that they can also use it for the use. We have an entrepreneurship skills center where all 300 level students go through. And one of the items of study there is the production of soap and cosmetics. So we produce all this on campus. At times of this nature. We are really not new, because we have started before, we are only continuing. Let me also inform you that if we resume on the 1st, we will do our inductions for pharmacy, which is overdue, and they will be losing placement. We also have to do our nursing examinations, which are council examinations. If we don't do it in February, the students will have problems. The same thing with nurses induction. If you are not done within February, they will not have placement. And let us remember, let me also give you a silent point. If I open my chat box now for private universities, they were just asking, 3/4 of all private universities have opened. And we are in the same competitive market with them. This is the same time for admission. But we are stalled for now. They are in the admission market, and it's very, very competitive. It is our submission that beyond the competitiveness, we still want to remain globally acclaimed, because we have so many global partners which share our aspiration. And with the presence of NANS today and authentication of our own preparedness, I am sure that with your report, we should be able to resume on the 1st, like every other person, and join the education trade. We didn't close up, but we complied because we kept our students at home. Finally, let me also mention in a very subtle way that I'm not a neophyte in the aspiration of NAS. I've been a NAS leader in my own right at the University of Benin. So when I heard the NAS visited as far as Hussein, and they didn't come to my place, I tried. And I cried out loud, how can you people abandon me so early? But I'm happy that you have visited. Let me tell you, we appreciate what you are doing. Posterity is posterity that will proclaim the legacy step that you have taken for the resumption of schools. Thank you very much. This way. Hold on, please, sir. These are our COVID-19. These are samples of WHO standard face masks. They are the 4 rows, wide enough. And this specification was provided for us by Dr. Sen. We are providing more for us. It is also very traditional. Since let me just tell you, it's also traditional that we make some presentations. You don't come to our university without going with our logo. So, today,
yes, sir.
You must bring calendars for them.
Yes, sir.
So this is for you. I wish you well. So let's please you can now come.
Please, you can come out. This would like to present in person to our distinguished members of the team. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Brother. Have you got here? Thanks a lot.
Please, the Vice Chancellor will also like the head of the delegation to fill the visitors' note so that we can have a proper today's visit.
When we are going on.
While that is being done, let me quickly recognize the presence of the Director of ICT of the University, Dr. Asibo, the Dean of Student Affairs, Barrister IGBINEDION, and also I'd like to recognize the presence of Dr. Bodino Ellis, a member of the Case Management and Infection Control Prevention Pillars of Edo State COVID-19, and also Coordinator Early Preparedness and Prompt Response Infection and Prevention Control, IUTH, IUO. I'm also pleased to recognize the presence of Dr. Endrit Esene, HOD Community Medicine, IUO, IUTH. He is also Deputy Chair, COVID-19 Response Team, IUTH. That's IGBINEDION University Teaching Hospital. We thank you very much for coming. I'm sure the manager will not mind me to say this to our distinguished guest, that membership to the IGBINEDION University family is open to you for postgraduate program. When you finish, please, and you get able to come here, we have a very formidable postgraduate school. At the last convocation, we had 47 postgraduate students who graduated in the session. I think we have about 27 of them PhDs. In all, that school has produced well over about 18 PhDs in various disciplines. As a matter of fact, the former governor of Gombe State His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwabo got a PhD, not honoris causa, academic PhD in accounting in this university. So the profile is commendable. We extend our invitation to you to pursue your postgraduate program in IGBINEDION University, OKADA. We'll be happy to have strong men like you with us so that we can continue to integrate further. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this point, we've come to the end of this program. Immediately after this program,
Thank you.
okay. Before we shut down, I'd like to invite Comrade Osaro to give vote of thanks on behalf of NAS. Thank you.
Let me start with the awareness of niche. And I'm very invited to be here today with my team to say the evidence and prepare myself. I announce COVID-19. Before we came here, there were so many things we saw. We were not really surprised, but I think what we saw is what we were expecting to see. We have got schools, yes, but I'm not sure the schools are prepared as I know. Even though we will still go see for ourselves, but I'm sure that we still also need school to see before. Maybe I think just a time piece, a lot of education could I really have that. Was young man as deputy, he was there for us and he assisted us so much. Taking a day to respect the readiness of our people, we are sure he will still going to be there for us today. Sir, I also want to congratulate you for the appointment given to your younger brother. We are aware, we know we are not, we hear everything. So, God bless you for that. For you, we are eternally grateful for coming here today. And I'm very sure myself and my team will be very happy being here today. May God bless all of you. May God bless you. Thank you very much.
I think with the permission of the Vice Chancellor, I think we should give commendation to our team. Great Nigeria student. Great Nigeria student. Great Nigeria student. Greatest Baba. Greatest. Thank you very much. We'll round up this program now, this phase of the activities of today. It's been my pleasure to invite Mr. Emmanuel to give us closing prayer. We'll take group photograph outside in line with COVID-19 protocol. Thank you. After that, please, we'll take our national anthem, our university anthem and national anthem, and we'll leave the auditorium after the Vice Chancellor.